Bullwinkel.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I rise today to speak about a fundamental shift in how the government serves the people who live outside of our major cities. I represent the electorate of Bullwinkel, which of course has a peri-urban section and also a rural section. Speaker, for nearly a decade, regional Australians watched a coalition government treat regional investment like a game of political pork barrelling. They would drop a chunk of money into a selective seat, issue a breathless press release, call it a day. The tragedy is that so many of those promised projects were never actually delivered. They left behind a mess of unfulfilled promises and neglected infrastructure. The Albanese Labor Government are doing things differently. We don't just build a single road or hand out a single grant and walk away. We believe in systemic, lasting progress. We are delivering across every single program and across every single portfolio to ensure that regional Australians are structurally considered in everything that we do. Our guiding principle is simple: no one held back and no one left behind. And Speaker, nowhere in this holistic approach is more critical than in regional healthcare. We have committed to the largest investment in the history of Medicare to ensure quality, affordable care is a right and not a privilege, and is not dictated by your postcode. We have expanded bulk billing incentives, and the results speak for themselves. Before our reforms, only about 2,000 general practices nationwide fully bulk billed patients. But today, that number has grown by 1,300 practices, and it increases every single day. By 2030, 9 out of 10 GP visits will be bulk billed. Furthermore, our Medicare Urgent Care Clinics have been an absolute game changer. All 137 clinics have been opened across the country, and 47 of them are located right in regional areas. Regional, rural and remote areas. And they are providing free, top-tiered care to families where they need it the most. I'm also very proud to open a Medicare Urgent Care Clinic in my own electorate of Bullwinkel in the Shire of Mundaring and in the suburb of Mundaring. And that has now seen well over 3,000 patients since opening only 3 months ago. Located near the Great Eastern Highway, it services a lot of the peri-urban and regional suburbs where they need it. And we know that attracting healthcare professionals like myself to the regions is a long-term challenge. And that is why we're investing more than $600 million to grow the regional workforce, training a record amount of GPs and waiving HECS debt for doctors and nurses who commit 5 years to working in our regional communities. And our support doesn't stop at health. We are tackling the housing supply crisis head-on. In the 26-27 budget, I'm proud to highlight our new $2 billion local infrastructure fund under the Housing Support Program. And this includes $500 million specifically dedicated to local enabling infrastructure in regional Australia. This is real, practical support to unlock regional housing supplies. And we are backing this up with significant infrastructure investments: $7.2 billion for the Bruce Highway, $2.8 billion for the ARTC freight rail projects, and a doubling of the Roads to Recovery funding to $4.4 billion, with 85% of that funding going directly to our regions. In my own electorate in Bullwinkel, I was incredibly proud to announce an election commitment to deliver an early childhood education centre in the Shire of Mundaring. For-profit providers often ignore regional areas, but our government is stepping up with capital grants to build not-for-profit centres where they are desperately needed, giving regional kids the best possible start to life. And Speaker, we know that regional families are feeling the squeeze of cost of living. This is why our cost of living relief is broad and impactful. We have delivered tax cuts for every single worker, every single taxpayer, with another round of relief hitting our pockets in July. We've supported a wage rise for minimum and award wage workers. We've delivered a 20% cut to student debt, helping young people particularly. And we've capped all PBS medicines at $25 a script or less. We've also provided 30% discount on home batteries to permanently drive down power bills. For our regional industries and older Australians, we are delivering. We have unlocked a landmark $10 billion fuel security and resilience package to safeguard our energy and fertiliser supply sovereignty, and we're investing an additional $3.7 billion into aged care, supporting the 500,000 older Australians in rural and remote areas with better facilities, including more home care packages and reduced waiting times. Speaker, productivity and prosperity rely on working smarter. By investing in regional TAFE, regional fee-free TAFE, establishing 56 regional study hubs, including the one at Northam, which I was proud to open together with Minister Jason Clare. We're also upgrading digital connectivity through our $1.1 billion Better Connectivity Plan, and we're investing heavily in health, housing and education, and we're securing the future of regions. Speaker, the Albanese Labor Government isn't interested in cheap press releases. We are interested in long-lasting, real delivery. We are cleaning up the mess of the past and the forgotten regions and building a stronger, fairer regional Australia for tomorrow. And Speaker, I'd just like to add, I have in my rural section of my electorate of Bullwinkel, I have invited, and at least 16 ministers have come out to the regions to see for themselves, including Minister McBain, Senator Don Farrell to talk to Northern people about trade, Minister Jason Clare, as I said, who opened the Northern Study Hub together with the York Study Hub, Minister for Agriculture Julie Collins to see and talk to the grain growers and the farmers in that area, talking about the fuel crisis and the fertiliser issue, Jed Carney to look at the social services and women's health and refuges, Patrick Gorman to look at Services Australia, and Jenny McAllister to talk about the regional aspect of the NDIS program and their outreach program. So the Albanese Labor Government are getting out and about into regional areas and delivering. I commend these achievements to the House.